Once I got that diagnosis, it was difficult. I have, at the time, a 3-year-old, and he and my wife kind of flashed before my eyes. When they said stage 4, I didn't know what that meant. And my first question was, is it beatable? I had started having trouble swallowing. They had originally thought that there was some acid reflux that had caused some of the esophagus to twist. Upon doing some imaging and everything, they had found a tumor that was right at the base junction of my stomach and the esophagus. Imaging showed that it had spread to my stomach and had peppered my liver with about 5 lesions.
I knew what stage 4 meant. So when he told us, I just kind of went numb, a numbness I never want to feel again, but I can remember. And thinking, I know and I hear what the diagnosis is, but this is not the end for us. This is where we're going to start fighting.
I remember sitting in the car before we went into our first appointment with oncology, and we said, we've already received the worst kind of news, so let's go in and let's see what the plan is going to be from this point forward. It was going to start with chemo, essentially every 2 weeks, going in for 8 hours on a steady chemo drip. After the chemo, I would get really tired for a few days. And, having Dylan at 3 years old, sometimes he would not allow me to feel that way. I was sitting on the couch one night. I had just finished chemo. I was really tired. I didn't want to do anything. And he came over and he says, "Daddy, I want you to take me outside." And I said, "I can't today, bud." And he looked straight at me and he says, "Yes, you can, Daddy, you can do anything." He made me want to move. I played on the floor, and it made those moments even more special because he was exactly what I needed in the moment. I went in for my treatment number 8, and they had done some blood work, and I had remember asking at the time when we might do some kind of imaging to see if all of this stuff that we were doing was helping. I went back 2 weeks later, and the doctor came and he says, "Hey, we're going to do a scan after this next treatment." Our prayer had been that the doctors would be shocked and they would be dumbfounded. And the doctors called us and they said, "We are shocked and we are dumbfounded. It's gone. Everything is gone."
It's all gone.
There was no tumor in my esophagus. There was no cancer in my stomach, and the liver was completely clean.
The first thing I asked the doctor was, "Can you read the name on the scan to make sure that it's Chris?" And he did. It's the kind of joy I want to bottle and feel forever, and we kind of do every day when I wake up and he's there and just feeling his best.
Dr. Sherwood went in and he says, "Your liver is what would concern me because of the stage 4. If we get 6 more months and your liver stays completely clean, he would go back to the tumor board at Mary Washington and reintroduce my case." And they did come back and they said, "You know what? It's worth the risk to go in and try to take that out." They took out some of the esophagus up here, and then they took my stomach, kind of made it into a long little hot dog, and then they pulled it all the way up. So my stomach actually is up here. I feel better today than I did 3 years ago when all of this started. I did essentially all of my care with Mary Washington. It was awesome because they just made it so easy. And Mary Washington having the facility that it does and having the ability to get me in for everything that I needed was pretty spectacular. I'm here today because of the people that God put in my place. It really has given me a new lease on life.